जय परमंश परिव्राजकाचार्य सुतर सदस्मान भक्ति विद्वान सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। आनंद कोटि वैष्णव मिलने की जय। नामाचार्य श्री रविदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवाट आदि गौर भक्ति वृंद की जय। श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपनाथ राधा कुंड की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवदीप धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय। यमुना माई की जय। तुलसी देवी की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। नववेद भक्तवृंद की जय। All glories to their Srimad. All glories to their Srimad. All glories to their Srimad. Thank you very much.
The following is a class on the Bhagavad Gita as it is, Second chapter, text number 40 through 45, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on December 13th, 1968, in Los Angeles.
Verse in Srimad Bhagavatam in connection with instruction of Narad Muni to Vyasdev. And Vyasdev was disciple of Narad Muni, and Vyasdev compiled so many Vedic literatures, Mahabharata, Puranas, Vedanta Sutra, Upanishads, various types of, not types, practically the same Vedas divided into departmental knowledge for understanding of the common people. Just like Mahabharata. Mahabharata is the history of India. Maha means great and Bharat means India. And you see, Mahabharata is the history of two royal families fighting in the battle of Kurukshetra, and politics and diplomacy. This is the subject matter of Mahabharata. Of course, there are many nice instructions. So this Mahabharata was especially made for the less intelligent class of men. Tri Shudra Dijabandhuna Traina Srutigochara. Tri means woman, and Shudra means ordinary labor class of men. Tri Shudra. And Dijabandhu. Dijabandhu means, Dija means higher class, twice born. Shudra means once born, and Dija means twice born. That means first birth by the father and mother, and the second birth by the Vedic knowledge mother and spiritual master father. This is called second birth, according to Vedic reformatory procedure. So Dijabandhu means a person born in the higher family, who are by tradition very cultured, but a son born in that family is not cultured. He is just like Shudra, once born. He has no cultural birth. So they are called Dijabandhu. Dijabandhu means born in high family, but has no quality, higher quality. They are called Dijabandhu. So for these classes of men, Mahabharata was composed by Vyasdev. In this way, he compiled so many literatures, but he was not happy. So Narad Muni, his spiritual master, advised him to describe the activities of the Lord. That is Srimad Bhagavatam. In that connection, he says that somewhere or other, if somebody becomes in connection with Krishna consciousness or God consciousness and acts in that spirit, that is never lost. The action of Krishna conscious activities will never be lost. That is the purport of this verse. Just like I am doing very large scale business in my present body. I am earning just like Rockefeller, Ford, in your country, in our country also Birla. There are many big industrialists earning money like anything, hoarding money. But this money, this acquisition or educational qualification, suppose in this life you become a great scientist, a great scholar, MA, PhD, DSc, LLD, so many titles, and very good opulence, or very good, beautiful body, so many material, these are material acquisitions. So, get birth in high family, to become highly educated, to become very rich, these are material acquisitions. But Srimad Bhagavatam says that all these acquisitions will be finished as soon as the body is finished. The people, they do not know it. They are thinking that whatever I am acquiring in this body, that will go with me or I shall be happy with these acquisitions. That is called illusion, Maya. Because they have no knowledge that I am spirit soul. I am changing this position of different bodies. Bhatangsu jinnani jatha vihaya. Just like we change our body, dresses. This knowledge is lacking in the present civilization. They want to make permanent settlement here, but forget that any moment I shall be kicked out of the situation. I shall have to accept another situation. That is the lack of education in the modern civilization. They are accepting something temporary as permanent settlement. This is called illusion. So, in this verse, Krishna advises Arjuna, my dear Arjuna, this Krishna consciousness activity, even if you achieve 1% result, what is the result? Bhakti. Bhakti parasanubhava virakti annattasya. This Krishna consciousness or bhakti, devotional service means to develop attachment for Krishna and in the same proportion develop detachment for material sense values. Two things cannot go on. Just like here is a glass containing water. If you want to put milk in this glass, then you have to throw away the milk, water. If you think that I shall keep half water, half milk, that can be done. But both of them become diluted or polluted. If you want to keep milk, then you have to throw out the water. And if you want to keep water, then you cannot keep milk. Similarly, bhakti parasanubhava, this is the test. If you become Krishna conscious, if you are improving in your spiritual life, proportionately you will be detached from materialistic way of life. That is the test. Simply thinking that I am meditating so much, I am making very good advance, is not. You have to test. The test is that your improvement of spiritual life means that you become detached to the materialistic way of life. Bhakti parishanubhava virakti annatra. The example is, this is one example. Another example is just like if you are hungry. Actually, every man is hungry for spiritual happiness. Therefore, they are not satisfied. They are trying to gratify their senses in so many ways, but still they are not satisfied. Because actually he is hungry, just like this child crying. A mother is offering something, but he is still crying. That means he is asking something which the mother cannot understand. Similarly, the dissatisfaction of the modern world means that actually everyone is hankering after spiritual happiness. But nobody is offering. Even if it is offered, they cannot understand. They do not take it. This is the position. So, here in this verse, Krishna says that somewhere or other, if you begin your activities in Krishna consciousness, even 1%, not 10%, it will never be destroyed. All other things, whatever you acquire in this present life, with the end of this body, everything is finished. Your education, your degree, your opulence, your skyscraper building, your bank balance, everything will remain where you kept, and you have to go, even leaving this body also. You have to go alone and to accept another body. But if you cultivate spiritual consciousness or Krishna consciousness, that will go with you. And if you have finished in this life, say 10%, then next life you begin 11%. The best thing is that why not finish 10% in this life? Why should we indulge in materialistic way of life, sense gratification, that we have tried in many lives? This is human form of life. And there are many other lives also. We had been in the water, aquatics, we had been in the vegetable kingdom, we had been animals, we had been worms, so many. This is the highest boon. Labdhya sudullavamidam bahusam bhavante. After many, many births, millions of births, here is another form of body, human form of body, and especially in the civilized society, in well-to-do society. So just try to utilize it. How to utilize it? So the consciousness, the present consciousness, polluted consciousness should be rectified to Krishna consciousness. Tatparatena nirmalam. Nirmalam means purified. If you can purify your consciousness in touch with Krishna or God, that is your success. And if you can execute in certain percentage, that is your permanent asset, it will go with you. Next life also, you will get chance. This is also explained in the Bhagavad Gita. So, every sane man, every intelligent man should take advantage of this Krishna consciousness movement, and whatever percentage he can achieve, he should try for.
Verse 41. Those who are on this path are rescued with purpose. Their aim is one. All beloved trials of the cruise. The intelligence of those who are irresolute is many things. Men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend various fruitive activities for elevation to heavenly planets, self and good birth, power, and so forth. Being desirous of sense gratification, option life, they say that there is nothing more than this. Verse 41.
In the Vedas, there are many allurements for elevating oneself to higher standard of life. Just like in this life also, the father says, my dear boy, if you become highly educated, then you'll get very nice job, you'll get good salary, and you'll have nice apartment, nice wife, children. Just like these are allurements for enticing one in this materialistic way of life. Similarly, there are many allurements in the Vedic literature. People are also allured to execute such things, that if you make such and such pious activities, then you get elevated to such and such higher planet, and you get such and such high standard of life. These are explained there. But Krishna says that don't be misled by these allurements. He will explain also later. Abrahma Bhuvanaloka, just like people are trying to go to the moon planet. They are trying to go to the moon planet by some airplane or Sputnik. Similarly, in the Vedic literature, the travel to moon planet is also stated that if you act in this way, then you get promotion to get your life in the moon planet. There you shall live for 10,000 of years, and you will have numerous beverages, and you so many promises. But Krishna says that don't be allured. They are facts. They are not false statements. Actually, they are facts. That if you act in such and such way, you can enter in higher planetary system and you have high standard of life. But this Bhagavad Gita proposition is that don't try to live within this material world anywhere. Anywhere. There is Vedic instruction also. Tamasi ma jyoti gama. Don't remain within this darkness. This material world is dark. Therefore there is need of sunlight, need of moonlight. Just like just now, the night. What is this night? Night means this is the real appearance of this material world. It is dark. And when the sunlight will be visible, we shall think that it is daytime. But actually it is dark. But there is another nature. That is also explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Parastasmatu bhava anya. Another spiritual nature where there is always illuminate. Jyoti. Jyoti means illuminate. So, Vedic injunction is don't stay within this dark material world. Just come to the illuminated world. Jyotirgam. The same thing Krishna also advises, that don't be allured to stay in any nice planet of this universe. Come out of it. Jadgatyana nivattante tadhama paramam. That is my eternal abode, or the best abode. We are going, it will never come back again. So, what is that?
Verse 44. In the minds of those who are too attached to senses or the material opulence, and who are bewildered by such things, the restless determination to devotional service to the Lord does not take place.
Yes, here is very important thing. The exact Sanskrit word is bhogai sajja prasattanang tayapohita chetasam bravasadmika buddhi rekeha kurunanna. In the beginning it has been said that you make your determination that in this life I shall execute Krishna consciousness in such a way that after leaving this body, I enter into the spiritual world and go directly to Golok Vrindavan Krishna. This is called Vyavasadmika Buddhi. Nishchadmika means determined. But he says that persons who are attached, bhoga, material enjoyment, aisarja, material opulence, bhogaisarja prasakta, those who are too much attached to material enjoyment and material sense gratification, material opulence, taya apurita chetasam, and those who have become bewildered or mad after it, taya apurita chetasam, those atmika buddhi, they cannot have such determination. They will fail to have such determination. Therefore, according to Vedic civilization, there is voluntary renunciation. Just like Maharaj Bharat, he was the emperor of the world, and at the age of 24 years, he gave up everything. Maharaj Bharat is a very long ago he appeared, but Lord Buddha, he was also princely order, and he was young man. He also gave up everything, his father's kingdom, everything that you know, because Lord Buddha is known at the present moment. So this renunciation is recommended. If we simply remain in material opulence and enjoyment, that will be our disqualification for entering into the kingdom of God. But too much attachment, too much increasing of material civilization means that next life is very much dark. Bhogai sajja prasaktana. Just like the other day I was explaining, Rajaputra Chiranjeeva, oh, the son of royal order, you live forever because you do not know next life is very dark for you. Because you do not cultivate any Krishna consciousness, you have got money and you are enjoying sense enjoyment, and as soon as this body will be finished, no more your control, then you are completely under the control of material nature, and you will have to accept a body as you have done in this life, because this life is preparation for the next life. You have got very concrete example. Just like President Kennedy, he was a young man, very rich man, and he got the president post with great endeavor, spending so much money. He had his wife and children, but in one moment everything finished. Everything finished. So, we do not know that we are standing on a tottering platform. So however nice arrangement we may make, this will be finished in one moment. That is we are missing. We are simply sticking to a false platform that this is same, this is same. No. Therefore Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that Jaravidya sab mayara vaibhav, this material advancement of civilization, very nice, very dazzling, just like when you pass on the street or road of your American city, it looks so nice. So many lights and so many nice illuminating signboards. But we should always remember, this nice situation is not permanent settlement. Any moment I'll have to give up everything. So therefore, if one becomes attached to this false platform, so-called illuminating false platform, then his determination to go back to Godhead will not be very much intense. That is being explained. The Bhogaisadya Prasaktana, what is the English translation? Yes. Yes, minds of those who are too much attached to the sense enjoyment and yes, they cannot. Therefore we have to voluntarily accept simple life. Simple life. Just like we are sitting here on the floor. According to your American standard of life, this is not good. Therefore, no, I mean a very rich class or that or high class, they do not come to this because we have no sitting place. But actually, what is the difference? If you sit down on the floor or if you sit on a very nice, comfortable couch, after all you are sitting. But to secure a very nice couch, you have to waste your time so much. Your valuable time, which you could use for cultivating Krishna consciousness, you will have to waste for securing a comfortable seat of couch. This is called material civilization. That's all. You are extending the comforts of life, but you do not know that this life is temporary. How long you shall live in this town? Your real thing is spirit soul which is eternal. That is also the instructional logic, that after gaining everything, if you lose your own soul, what is the gain? The Bhogaisadya Prasaktana. Therefore, this is another kind of disqualification for advancing in spiritual consciousness. If one becomes too much attached to these material comforts of life, therefore, according to Vedic civilization, a boy is trained to become brahmachari. Brahmachari means complete celibate. No sex life, no amusement, because just to train him not to be attracted by this material sense enjoyment, then he will be able to grasp what is spiritual life. Therefore, restriction. But if from the very childhood, in the school, college, the boys and girls are allowed to enjoy such life, then it is very difficult to understand or to enter into spiritual life. The Bhogaisadya Prasaktana, if we teach our children simply for sense enjoyment, how they can be spiritually advanced, the result will be confusion. Therefore, in your country, the hippies are there, confusion. They have been brought up in material sense enjoyment very nicely, but still there is confusion, frustration, because he is hankering after something better. So that is spiritual happiness. That is Krishna consciousness. So one has to understand this point and voluntarily has to accept this Krishna consciousness movement, and then he will find happiness. It is pure. Those who are taken to it, just ask them, just argue with them, and see actually this is happiness. Yes.
The mind means fixed mind. The Vedic dictionary, the NVCC, says, when the mind is fixed for understanding itself, this is called samadhi. Samadhi is never possible for persons interested in material sense enjoyment. Nor for those who are bewildered by it.
Samadhi, the yoga process, is to achieve the stage of samadhi. That means the mind being fixed up on the Supreme. But if our nature of mind is always agitated, and if we artificially give impetus to the mind to be more agitated, then where is the question of samadhi? There is no question of samadhi. They'll never be able to concentrate the mind. That is not possible. So, in this age, no process will be successful. Simply this process, the chanting Hare Krishna, anyone, it doesn't matter, in whatever condition he is, as soon as he will hear Hare Krishna, he will immediately join. His mind will be attracted immediately. Simplest process, vibration. There is no question of trying to practice some breathing exercise, some sitting posture, because these things are not possible in this age. Simply we invite you to come here and simply join this chanting Hare Krishna, and very quickly you will be spiritually at home. This is a fact. Otherwise there is no second alternative.
Samadhi is never possible for persons interested in the pseudo-centric journey, nor for those who are bewildered by such temporary things. They are more or less condemned by the process of the pseudo-entry. Verse 45. The Vedic men deal with the subject of the three modes of the pseudo-nation. Rise above these modes, O warrior.
Yes. Trigunna Visaya is Trigunna Bhavajan. The exact verse is like that the whole material world is working under three modes of material nature. The modes of goodness, modes of passion, and modes of ignorance. Those who are acting in the modes of goodness, they are being elevated to a higher standard of life. Those who are acting in the modes of passion, they will remain in the same position as they are now. And those acting in the modes of ignorance, darkness, without any knowledge, they are being degraded in lower grades of life. This is material world. But Krishna is advising Arjuna that either goodness or passion or ignorance, after all, they are activities of this material world. You have to come above, transcend this position of goodness also. Goodness is not a qualification for spiritual advancement, but it is helping. If a man is very good man, then it is helping to spiritual life. But that is not the cause. Here, the Krishna consciousness movement, this chanting, is directly offering spiritual life. Even if one is not in goodness, even one is in the darkest part of the quality of ignorance, still he can be immediately elevated to the spiritual platform, which is recommended by Krishna, that you have come to the platform above the modes of goodness. So this Krishna consciousness movement is directly offering the spiritual platform, which is above the mode of goodness. The quality of goodness will automatically get. Any person who is in Krishna consciousness, his quality of goodness, namely, he does not indulge in illicit sex life, he does not smoke even, or take tea, or coffee even, he does not eat any forbidden food stuff, neither he takes part in unnecessary gambling. So, good character is immediately there. That is the test. How one is spiritually advanced will be tested how he has acquired all the good qualities. Not that the yogi is talking with a cigarette in hand. There is a picture. Back to Goddess, somebody was talking with our representative. He cannot give up smoking even for a moment, chain smoker, and claiming I am God, I am spiritually advanced, and so many nonsense. He is being kicked up by material energy in so many ways, and still he is claiming, oh, everyone is God, I am God. God is so cheap thing. And they are satisfied. I am God. That's all. So this bluffing, these cheating things are going on. And because we are unable to cheat and bluff, nobody cooperates with us. They want to be cheated and bluffed. That is the business. God.
Rise above these modes of worship. Be transcendental to all of them. Be free from all moralities and from all anxieties to gain and safety. And be established in yourself. 46.
To establish yourself. Yourself means you are part and parcel of the Supreme. So, just like my hand, somewhere or other, if my hand becomes paralyzed, it is not working. And as soon as it is established with this body, then it will work. The nerves and veins will at once work. Similarly, established in self, because I am part and parcel of the Supreme Self. So my establishment with the Supreme Self means I will be active for Krishna. This is simple philosophy. As soon as I am active in Krishna consciousness, that means I am established in Krishna. The same example. This finger, when it is diseased, just like I am moving my finger very nicely, because it is established with the whole body. But when it is detached or some other disease, I am feeling pain, I am not. That is disease condition. So any person, any living entity who is not engaged in Krishna consciousness activities is detached. So one has to re-establish. That is Krishna consciousness. That is also explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. Mukti Vitya annatha rupam sarupena avasthit. Mukti means liberation. What is the liberation? Liberation means, Bhagavata explains, Hitva annatha rupam. Annatha rupam means a different identification. When one gives up the different identification and is established in his own real identity, that is called mukti. So now our identification is that I am matter, therefore I am this body, therefore I belong to this country, therefore I am American, therefore I am this, I am that and that. You see? This is our disease condition. So mukti means one has to be released from this wrong identity. And after giving up wrong identification, what is my real identification? I am Aham Brahmasmi. I am the part and parcel of the Supreme. So anyone is re-established in his original constitutional position as part and parcel of the Supreme, and when he gives his energy in that way, he is liberated. This is the definition of liberation. So, this also advice here.
Verse 46.
No, 45.
The Vedas mainly deal with the subject of the three modes of material nature. Rise above these modes of worship. Be transcendental to all of them. Be free from all dualities and from all anxieties to gain advantage.
Yes. As soon as we are, this world is a duality. Duality means you cannot understand one thing without understanding the other. Just like light. You have no conception of light without the conception of darkness. This is called duality. Good. Unless you have experienced bad, you cannot understand good. Father, unless there is a son, there is no meaning of father. Husband, unless there is a wife, there is no meaning of husband. This is called duality. This world is duality. So we have to rise above this dual world and enter into the absolute world. Then there is it. That's all. Thank you. Any question?
I heard you said that you have perfect enlightenment. If this is true, I'd like to know what does that mean.
That is Krishna consciousness.
Well, everybody who is a devotee of Krishna, does everybody who is a devotee initiated, so they will have Krishna perfect enlightenment?
Yes. That I just now explained. That is liberation. I am identified just now with this matter. I am this body, I belong to this country, I belong to this world, this is illusion. And as soon as I can understand that I belong to none of these, I belong to Krishna, that is enlightenment. Simply changing the understanding. It is not very difficult. But it is difficult one who cannot understand. That is another thing. No. But if one can understand this fact, then he is immediately enlightened. Just like this light, it is now enlightened. There is illumination. And as soon as the switch is up, immediately darkness. And switch is on, immediately light. It is not very difficult to understand. What is enlightenment? Enlightenment means, Aham Brahmasmi. I do not belong to this material world. I belong to the Supreme Spirit. That conviction makes you enlightenment. So anyone who has got this conviction is enlightened. It is not very difficult.
Although all the initiated, everybody has been initiated.
The initiation means beginning. The very word initiation means if you are engaged in some work just in the beginning, that is called initiation. Initiation is not the end. Initiation means you agree to enter into the world of enlightenment. And if you make progress, then more you make progress, more you become enlightened. Initiation means is the beginning. This is the dictionary word meaning, initiation. What is that meaning? Agree? Initiation? Is that? So, begin. If you begin, agree to execute Krishna consciousness, that is called initiation.
How many other people are there on this planet who have made as much spiritual progress as you have?
Many, but not many, but there are many also. But there is no statistics in my possession, but the formula is that what is the use of taking statistics, how many there are? Why don't you become one of them? Why you are wasting time in that way? These are not very intellectual questions. You just try to become enlightened. What is the use of who is enlightened or not? You try to be enlightened. That's all. You are going somewhere, purchasing the plane ticket. Do you ask how many tickets you have sold? What is the use of it? You just purchase your ticket and get on the aeroplane and go. Don't waste your valuable time in that. If you are serious, just purchase ticket and get on the aeroplane and pass. That's all. All right, chant.
Hare Krishna. Which was the verse in the beginning which was discussed by Prabhupada? Nowhere it was mentioned. But did you get any clue? Yes.
नेहा विक्रमनाशोस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पम अपि अस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्.
What was one meaning?
If one executes Krishna consciousness in some percentage, then it will continue and it will protect from the greatest type of fear.
There is no loss. Haribo! What is Mahabharat and from whom is it especially made? Yes, Ujjwal Nilmani.
Mahabharata is history. Mahabharata, great India, and it is meant for Stri Sudra and Vijabandhu.
Haribo! What does it mean by Dvija? Yes, Keshav Swarup.
Dvija means twice born.
Some explanation?
The Prabhupada said that there are royal families, cultured families, and if one is born in a cultured family but he is not cultured, not qualified for that, so he is a Dvijabandhu.
That is Dvijabandhu. I am asking about Dvija.
Dvija means Prabhupada said that he is twice born means the first birth by the father and mother and the second birth by the spiritual master father and the Vedic knowledge mother.
Haribo! What is a Dvijabandhu? He is not Dvijabandhu. I are indicating to him. Sudamal Puru.
Somebody who is born in very high family but having no qualification of it.
He is not having those qualities. Haribo! Which are the acquisitions which will be finished as the body gets finished? Yes, Prahlad.
All the material acquisitions which a person has will be finished, but whatever spiritual he has done, that won't be.
So what does it mean by material acquisitions? Some examples?
Degree, Prabhupada was saying about PhD, DLL, LLB, whatsoever. He was saying many details.
That is detail, okay.
These will be finished. Our wealth will be finished. Our prestige, skyscraper buildings. These things will be.
And physical beauty also.
And physical beauty.
Haribo! What is called illusion? Maya. Yes, Anishnu.
Taking something temporary as permanent.
Haribo! Also thinking that whatever I am acquiring in this body, that will go on with me as I depart. I shall be happy with these acquisitions. That is called illusion, Maya, because they have no knowledge that I am spirit soul. I am changing this position of different bodies. How did Prabhupada explain bhakti? What is bhakti? And he gave some 3 examples also. Okay,
Prabhupada told bhakti means bhakti pareshanubhava viraktir anyatrashyat. So bhakti, he told that bhakti means attachment to Krishna and at the same time detachment from anything else. So he gave example of if a glass is having water, if you want to add milk, then we have to remove that water, we have to throw that water. So these both cannot coexist. If both are coexisting, then they both will be diluted.
Haribo! Diluted or polluted. If you have water and in that pour milk, then it is not pure water. If you have milk and that water is already there, so it is not pure milk. So if you are improving in spiritual life, proportionately you will be detached from materialistic way of life. That is the test. Another example? 2 more examples. Yes, Ujjwal Nilmani.
Bharat Maharaj and recently Lord Buddha. The reason.
Okay, if you are improving in spiritual life, proportionately you will be detached from materialistic way of life. Bhakti pareshanu bhava viraktir. In that verse itself, that one example comes. Sudhamanatha.
Maharaj was telling, Prabhupada was telling that.
Is Maharaj also? Is it Sannyas name is Swami Maharaj. Prabhupada's initiated sannyasi name is Swami Maharaj.
So that just like if a child cries, then mother tries to pacify the child, but the child continues crying. It means the child is not happy with child needs something else. Same way the frustration that we find in society day and age is only because they are spiritually hungry. And that is not possible unless they receive spiritual enlightenment.
Haribo. The person is hungry, but actually every man is hungry for spiritual happiness. Therefore, they are not satisfied. They are trying to gratify their senses in so many ways, but still they are not satisfied because he is actually hungry. And another example of child. So Prabhupada said, Neha Vikramana Shasti. So whatever little endeavor on this part, if he has completed 10%, he will continue next time 11%. But what is the best thing? Yes, Antardi Prabhu knows the best thing.
Complete 100%.
Haribo. The best thing is that why not finish 100% in this life? Why should we indulge in materialistic way of life? Sense gratification. We have tried in so many lives, but not satisfying. So then he quoted from Bhagavatam, Labdhva sudurlabham idam bahu sambhavanti. So how to utilize, what is that meaning? Labdhva sudurlabham idam bahu sambhavanti. What does it mean? And how did Prabhupada explain? Yes, Pratik Prabhu.
Prabhupada is sharing that this human form of life we have got from after many, many births, millions of lifetime. Prabhupada says that. So it's very rare and you have to utilize it for Krishna consciousness.
Haribo. Prabhupada explained two allurements, or rather one in the current Bhagavata verse, and in the reference to that, he gave one practical life example also. Two allurements. Yes. Prabhu's name I forgot. Huh? Praveen? Naveen Bro. Yes.
In this life, father tells to his son that if you study nicely, you will get nice job, nice home, apartments.
NIT.
That is one, and one more is Vedas tell that.
That is the original. Vedas is the original. That's in that context Prabhupada gave that. So what is the Vedas?
If you do good work in this good karma in this life, then you will elevate to higher planetary systems
and enjoy there unlimitedly. Haribo. So what is the example Prabhupada gave of for going to higher planets, which particularly he mentioned? Yes.
Prabhupada gave example of moon, and he told that one may reach to moon. One may go to moon if he follows certain rules and regulations accordingly.
Haribo. So the modern man is also trying to go to moon, but in the same body. In the scriptures, the mention is if you perform pious activities, etc., then after getting out of this material body, one will go to moon if he so desires. Prabhupada said, so these are true things. Krishna says that don't be allured by this, going to moon, going here, going there, heavenly planets. They are all fact, but they are not false statement. But the proposition of Bhagavad Gita and Vedic instruction, what are these two? Yes.
Bhagavad Gita's proposition is that don't remain in this material world. Tamasoma Jyotirgamam.
Both of us are same only. Both are referring to notes. Only I ask question and you are answering. Hari Bol. I think next time I should ask questions without referring to notes. Then you are also not allowed to refer to notes while answering. What is night? How did Prabhupada explain night? Yes.
Prabhupada told night means full existence of ignorance, full of ignorance, this material world.
Ignorance. Ignorance means agyan. Whole material world is filled with agyan. Did Prabhupada explain like that? Yes, Pratik Bro.
Prabhupada said the night means darkness. So this material world, everything is dark. Although even though sun rises, but still it is dark.
So in the night we understand that this is all dark only. So we require sun. The Prabhupada words, therefore there is no need of sunlight in the spiritual world, no need of moonlight. Just like now night. What is this night? Night means this is the real appearance of this material world. It is dark. And when the sunlight will be visible, we shall think that it is daytime. But actually it is dark. So another nature is parastasmatu bhavanyo. That is always illuminated. Harivo. Prabhupada said another spiritual nature where there is always illumination. What is Vyavasayatmika Buddhi? Yes, Ashok Bro.
Vyavasatmika Buddhi, Prabhupada told it's determination, fixed determination. Means to go to the spiritual world. Try in this life to go to the spiritual world. That is.
Haribo. You make your determination that in this life I shall execute Krishna consciousness in such a way that after leaving this body I enter into the spiritual world and go directly to Golok Vrindavan. This is called Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. But then many others will not have such determination. They will fail to have such determination. Then Prabhupada said, therefore, according to Vedic civilization, there is voluntary renunciation. So he gave two examples of voluntary renunciation. Yes, Hari Gaurang Prabhu. Already the answer was leaked out.
Prabhupada gave example of Bharat Maharaj, who renounced his kingdom at the age of 24, and Lord Buddha.
He was also very youthful. Riol. What is the disqualification for entering into the kingdom of God? And Prabhupada quoted also. Okay, quoted the verse also, partly. Yes, Abhishek Prabhu.
Too much attachment to sense enjoyment.
Huh?
Too much attachment to sense enjoyment.
And
material pleasures.
And that is same thing. Sense gratification, material pleasure is one and the same. One more. And which is the verse?
Bhogeshwarya pasakta naam tya partachit.
So which are the two things?
Bhog and Aishwarya.
So what does that mean in English?
Material opulence and material
you have some friends around, it seems. Haribol. So one is material sense gratification. One actually does with his material sense physical body, and other is opulence. One will show to everyone, just see, I have such a nice car, I have this watch, I have this, I have that. So that way also he gratifies his senses. So material of bhoga is directly doing sense gratification, and Aishwarya, showing to everyone, just see me, see my beauty. So that kind of thing. Beauty means all these opulences. So Prabhupada said, we are all standing on a tottering platform. However nice arrangement we make, that will be finished in one moment. So whose example he gave? Yes.
Prabhupada gave example of President Kennedy.
Hmm.
He was a young man, he was beautiful, rich, and he was president also. But he died suddenly.
Haribo. So he had endeavored a lot to become the president. He became president. He had so much money, wife, children. But in one moment, everything finished. Everything finished. Twice Prabhupada said. Prabhupada said, therefore, if one becomes attached to this false platform, illuminating, so-called illuminating, false platform. He said, when we are passing on the streets of America in the evening hours, then we see so many lights and then all the signboards are illuminated, etc. But then so-called illuminating false platform, then his determination to go back to Godhead will not be very much intense. So one should not get carried away by material sense gratification. So then what is the solution? If we get into material sense gratification, then we'll get carried away. We will not have intensity in spiritual life. So Prabhupada said, therefore, we have to. Yes, yes, sir.
Voluntarily renunciation, he was telling that simple way of life we have to choose.
Accept simple life.
He gave example of American, like you American boys and girls, you are sleeping on the
sleeping,
floor.
Huh?
Not sorry. Sitting on floor. And
we are always eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Prabhupada did not talk about sleeping at all. Prabhupada is not talking about sleeping, eating. What is the focus? The class is going on, so then
he
what?
was sitting on the floor, but in America you could have sit on the nice coach. But for that, to have that coach, you have to endeavor a lot, so you have to waste your valuable time.
So they don't come here for classes because we are all sitting down on the ground like that. There's no question of sleeping there. Haribol. So in this context, Prabhupada also said one statement of Lord Jesus Christ. What is the statement? Yes.
What is the use of earning so much material wealth if you are losing your soul?
Prabhupada quotes in second there also in Bhagavatam. What profiteth the man if he gains the whole world but loses his own soul? Haribo. So therefore, according to Vedic civilization, what is the recommendation? In this context only. Varnashram. I gave the clue. Yes, Pratik Bro.
Students are trained to become brahmacharis. And
a boy is trained to become brahmachari. Harivo. Brahmachari. Brahmachari means complete celibacy. No sex life, no amusement. Because just to train him not to be attracted by this material sense enjoyment. Then he will be able to grasp what is spiritual life. Therefore, restriction. But if from very childhood in the school, college, the boys and girls are allowed to enjoy sex life, then it is very difficult to understand or enter into spiritual life. Bhogeshwarya prasaktanam. If we teach our children simply for sense enjoyment, how they can be spiritually advanced? The result will be confusion, and that is seen as hippies. What is samadhi? Yes. Manish bro.
Fixing one's mind on Supreme.
Haribol. Nature of the mind is always agitated, and if we artificially give impetus to the mind to be more agitated, then where is the question of samadhi? There is no question of samadhi. They will never be able to concentrate the mind. That is not possible. So what is the process in this age to become successful? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Simply join this chanting Hare Krishna and very quickly you will become spiritually advanced. This is a fact, otherwise there is no alternative. Then Prabhupada talked about the three modes, goodness, passion and ignorance. Those who are in goodness, they get elevated to higher standard of life. Those in the passion, they remain on the same position. And those who are in ignorance, they go down. So goodness is not qualifications for spiritual advancement, but it is helping. So this Krishna consciousness movement is directly offering the spiritual platform, which is about the platform or the mode of goodness even. So one who is practicing Krishna consciousness, he gives up all this meat eating, gambling, etc. How one is spiritually advanced will be tested. How he has acquired all these good qualities. What does it mean by to establish yourself? Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nisraigunya Bhavajuna Nirdando Nitya Sattvasto Niryoga Kshema Atmavan. Being situated, be established yourself. Yes, Sudhamana Guru.
Prabhupada was telling that we need to establish within self means performing the activity that soul platform. That means practicing devotional self.
Haribo. Which example did he give? Example for this? Yes, Keshav.
Prabhupada gives the same examples. First he gave example of hand and then he gave example of finger. That if hand is paralyzed, so it will not work. And just like he gave finger also. Finger is diseased, it will not work. But if it is connected to the body, the nerves and veins will become active and it will work.
Haribo. So any person, any living entity who is not engaged in Krishna conscious activities, he is detached. So one has to be re-established. That is Krishna consciousness moment. And Srimad Bhagavatam also says the same thing. Muktir hitva anyatha rupam swarupena vivastiti. What is anyatha rupam? Yes, Ashok Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Prabhupada told here that Anyatha Rupam is different identity. If we are not identify ourselves with the Krishna, in our spiritual form, in our services, but we are identifying in different bodies and different identifications are there. That is called Hitva Rupa.
So that now our identification is that I am matter, therefore I am this body, therefore I belong to this country, therefore I am American, therefore I am this, I am that, I am that. So this is all diseased condition. Hari Bol. Prabhupada explained duality. Duality means, and he gave 4 examples. If you could quote all 4. Used to? Okay.
Prabhupada said duality means to understand one thing, you need to understand the other thing. So he gave example of if you want to understand good, then you need bad. If you want to understand like light, there is darkness. And if you, there was 2 more examples.
Yes, Prahlad Pranpro will assist you.
There is no question of father if there is no son, and husband and wife.
Haribo. The Prabhupada said that this liberation is, I am identified just now with this matter, I am this body, I belong to this country, I belong to this world, this is illusion. And as soon as I understand that I belong to none of this, I belong to Krishna, that is enlightenment. So enlightenment means Aham Brahmasmi. I do not belong to this material world, I belong to the Supreme Spirit. That conviction makes you enlightenment. Then what is initiation? What is initiation and what it is not? Yes, Abhishek.
Initiation means beginning, like beginning to give a consent to enter into the spiritual enlightenment.
And what it is not?
It's not the end, it's a beginning.
It is not the end. Haribo. If you begin, agree to execute Krishna consciousness, that is called initiation. So then the guest asked last question. So how many enlightened people are there on this planet Earth? How did Prabhupada answer? And that was the end also. Miss almost. Hari Gaurang Prabhu answer, I think. All are enlightened soul here.
Prabhupada was saying that, giving example that we have to be focused on enlightenment, not that how many are enlightened. So he was giving example that if you are going in a flight, then you should be worried about your ticket and you should take the ticket and board the aeroplane. Not that how many tickets have been sold.
Yes, Harivo. So he said, how many? Prabhupada said many, but not many, but there are many also. But there is no statistics in my possession. But this formula is that, what is the use of taking statistics, how many there are? Why don't you become one of them? Why are you wasting time in that way? Prabhupada directly with it. These are not very intellectual questions. He's completely getting purified. Just try to become enlightened. What is the use of who is enlightened and who is not? You try to be enlightened, that's all. And then he gave the example of playing. So the end was, out of the end? Prabhupada said, if you are serious, just purchase ticket and get on the airplane and pass on. That's all. All right. Chant Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada Jaya, Jaya Prabhupada. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, समवेत गौर भक्तवृंद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे।